Hello and welcome, friend. I'm Thorn the Scald, a master of history plundering the past one raid at a time. The true heart of the cosmos is, without a doubt, Yggdrasil. The idea of a world tree in the north is quite old, too. Stone formations in the shape of triangles can be found in the north as early as 500 BCE. These formations likely represent trees, just as oval stone formations from the north typically represent ships. This is also true of tricone stone formations, which date from 200 CE onward. In these formations, post holes have been found at the centers, which may have represented a trunk, while the 3 points of the triangle represent its roots. You'll see why 3 is important in a moment. As time passed, the concept continued to evolve and change, gradually culminating in the version of Yggdrasil that we find in later literature. Thus, according to Snorri, Yggdrasil is regarded as, quote, the chief center and holy place of the gods, end quote, and it's there that the gods must hold their courts each day. Of course, we learned earlier that the gods hold these meetings at Yggdrasil, which is at the center of Asgard. Thus, like Ismantorp, which symbolically placed Yggdrasil at the center of its fortress, Asgard literally has the world tree at its center. Well, part of it. It's a pretty big tree. As Snorri puts it, Yggdrasil is an evergreen ash that is of all the trees the biggest and the best. Its branches spread out all over the world and extend across the sky. Several animals dwell within Yggdrasil's foliage and beneath its roots, and they threaten its life. As the sayings of Grimnir puts it, the tree Yggdrasil endures more pain than any man guess. 4 deer dwell in its foliage above, eating its leaves. Its sides are threatened by rot, and countless serpents gnaw at the roots from below, though none is more fearsome than Nidhogg. And yet it will persist against those odds until the end of time, when the sons of Muspel burn all things. It has 3 main routes leading to 3 different worlds, but those 3 worlds aren't always consistent in our sources. According to Snorri, those 3 worlds are Asgard, Jotunheim, the land of the giants, and Niflheim. Yet, according to the sayings of Grimnir, those 3 worlds are Midgard, Jotunheim, and Hel. Either way, Midgard and Asgard are close to each other, and so is Niflheim and Hel, so the variation between them seems relatively minor. It also has 2 wells. One of them is in Asgard and is called Urd's Well. 3 beings dwell there called Norns, and they mix water from that well with mud, creating a white clay that will protect it from rot. The other is in Jotunheim and is called Mimir's Well. Great wisdom can be found there, so much that Odin gave his own eye to the well's owner, Mimir, in exchange for its wisdom. While those animals, roots, and wells are all important, the most important part about Yggdrasil is that it connects all of the worlds in the Norse cosmos together. I've already mentioned that there are 9, but we only know that because a single poem mentions it in passing. I remember 9 worlds, 9 giantesses, and the seed from which Yggdrasil sprang. But that's it. So we don't necessarily know what those 9 worlds are actually supposed to be. Nevertheless, modern-day skalds usually list the 9 worlds based on where the different kinds of life found in the Norse cosmos live. Midgard, for humans. Asgard, for the Aesir, or the gods. Jotunheim, for frost giants. Muspelheim, for fire giants. Vanaheim, for Vanir, the other gods. Alfheim, the elves. Nidvellir, for the dwarves. Niflheim, for serpents. And Hel, for the dead. While our evidence for there being 9 worlds is lacking, there is nevertheless a long history of that number's significance in the north. Stone circles from between the period of 500 BCE and 550 CE often consist of 9 stones, though 7 was quite common as well. Later on, between 400 and 550 CE, we find bronze rings with either 9 or 18 knobs on them. Then there is the Stentoften runestone, dating from between 500 and 700 CE, where 9 is associated with rituals involving animal sacrifice. Similar connections are made in the 11th century accounts from Christians witnessing pagan rituals in the north, recording, with disgust, that they held large sacrificial feasts every 9 years for 9 days at both Lerja in Denmark and Gamla Uppsala in Sweden, where 9 men and 9 male animals were said to be among the sacrificed. Fast forwarding to later literature from the 12th and 13th centuries, we see that number constantly appear in Norse mythology. Odin hung upon Yggdrasil for 9 nights to acquire knowledge of the runes. Heimdall was born from 9 mothers. The god Aegir has 9 daughters. A ring called Draupnir produces 8 rings every 9 nights. Thor will take 9 steps while fighting the Midgard serpent. Even at a glance, this list is quite extensive, and I didn't even mention fortresses like Ismentorp, which have 9 gates. So no matter how little we have regarding 9 worlds, we can nevertheless be confident that 9 was intimately connected to burial customs, sacrificial rituals, mythology, and cosmology in the north. But why 9? That, my friends, is a rabbit hole for us to explore another time, perhaps.